If you've watched any of the other videos in my hand knitting an entire 1890s biking ensemble, then you'll know that I've been struggling with the Edwardian Gibson Girl updo because basically all I've been doing is this. Is it great? No. I know that I need to improve my hairstyling game. I know that there are so many video tutorials out there that I could look up, and I have seen a lot of them and they are great, but I wanted to do something different and go back to some original sources from the time and see if I could use the information provided in those to learn how to style my own hair in the Edwardian style. I went to my favorite online resources, archive.org, as well as the Library of Congress records here in the United States. And I found some fantastic resources that I am going to go through really quickly before I try to follow one of them to do my hair. The one that I'm going to follow the most closely is going to be the 1906 book, The Manual on Barbering, Hairdressing, Manicuring, Facial Massage, Electrolysis, and Chiropody? I'm going to say chiropody. I don't know if it's right, as taught in the molar system of colleges. This is a really fascinating book on hairstyling, basically. It's supposed to be an instruction manual that if you want to become a hairdresser or a barber, that you can use this book to teach yourself how to do that. The book has some very interesting illustrations in them. Some of them are very helpful for what you're trying to do. Some other ones, I'm glad that hairstyling and hairdressing has come past some of those contraptions. I did find a bunch of other fantastic resources because I want to use a little bit of padding in my hair to get a little bit more volume in my pompadour. So I found some other resources that talk about hair rats, which I will be using out of a hair rat that I made myself out of my own hair, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I also wanted to kind of see the progression of hairstyles, so that's where I went to the Library of Congress. These are just some fun ones that I found that have pictures in them, and I always learn best when things have pictures in them. We have some as early as 1899 published in New York, New York. It's a lesson on how to do your hair up for a dance, and this is kind of that first really nice high pompadour look. The publications that I picked out that have illustrations of hairstyling and instructions for hairstyling span from 1899 to about 1903. I would leave the links down in the description because they are free to access and anyone to look at, so you're welcome to look at them too. I am going to sit down with the hairdressing book and give this hairstyle a try. I don't know how successful it'll be because it'll be my absolute first time doing it, so it might be a bit of a struggle, but let's see. Let's go try it. So I have done nothing to my hair for the past 3 days except for clip it up and out of the way, but I wanted to get it as like non-slippery as possible because I feel like the last few times I've tried something close to this hairstyle, everything's just slipped out of place. I have the book pulled up on my phone here for the instructions, and I'm going to do my absolute best to follow it. So we're going to start with combing, which I think is a good idea. I haven't combed it today. I'm just going to comb my hair as I usually do, so I don't think I have to do it in as many sections as is suggested, just because I don't have quite as many snarls. A lot of this is also done with a center part. I naturally wear a slightly side part, and I'm gonna try to do a center part for this. I've been looking for my comb, I can't find it, so my center part is not gonna be the best. Speaking of this brush, I'm actually gonna take the hair off and put it into my hair receiver. Now that my hair is brushed, it is time to work on the crimping. And I think the most important part is figuring out how to part this correctly. I've read over these instructions more than once. You'll have to let me know if I didn't do it right though. So I think you have a bit of hair at the crown of your head, and that doesn't sound like it gets crimped at all. And then you have like a halo of hair around it, and that's what you use to create the volume of the style, and all of that is going to be crimped or curled. I'm gonna first create a center part here. This is the only portable mirror I have in my house, so I'm trying to use like the camera viewfinder and a little bit of this. I'm gonna call that one part down to the ear as well. This is gonna be the front section of my hair that I'm gonna curl, kind of like behind the ear and down and around the crown, but not including the crown. I can't see. Whew. Okay, so I think this is basically my crown hair, and it says to pin this out of the way, clamp it into place. So now I have front sections and back sections. And let me see if I can show you, hold on. Now we get to the crimping, let's see what it says. So from my reading of this, the hair is only curled down half the strand's length. From your root to half the length of the strand and not the entire way. And I guess that will create a lot of the volume right here. We start at the back front of the head, working forwards and down the sides. I'm supposed to curl in this direction here, and in the back I'm supposed to curl this direction. So I'm curling always away from my head and towards the crown. Whoop, did I miss it? Maybe there's half the length, I don't know. I have hair in my eye. There we go. Also, I'm sorry, I have the washing going. I hope the microphone isn't picking that up too much. I was thinking about stopping it, but it's not just washing. I'm dyeing a pair of jeans, so I can't really pause the dyeing process. Let's see if that's enough. I'm gonna grab some pins so I can pin it in place. So I guess I'm just gonna keep going. I'll check in with you in a little bit. Okay, so the front and sides of my hair are fully curled. I look, it's interesting. I have never curled only the first half of my hair strands, so I have these just like stringy tendrils hanging down, which are uncurled. I now need to curl the back. I honestly, how? I'm gonna try to pin this in place. All right, I'm gonna continue to struggle around the back and curling that as best as I can, and I will check in once that's done. I just finished curling the back. I struggled. What the instructions say the next step is comb through everything again and de-snarl it and kind of loosen up the waves or the curls and make them look a little more wavy. However, I want to use my hair rat that I made from my hair receiver. So here's my hair receiver. Here's all the hair that I have been collecting. It's not quite enough to make like a super impressive hair rat, I would say. It says if you want to use a hair rat or a hair roll, put your hair rat down where you want the pompadour to be. So I am going to use this bit of hair, and over the coming weeks I'm going to be continuing to collect my hair in my hair receiver, so hopefully it'll just get better and better over time. You might be wondering what I use for dry shampoo. And it's literally just flour. So I'm gonna pour some of this flour into a bowl, start using it as my dry shampoo as I take down these curls. If I wasn't using a hair rat, it would say to take down the clipped in portion, take this up and pin it to my head. However, I do want to use my hair rat, and it says, can't see through my own hair. You place it where you want it, you pin it at each end and in the center. The end 1, 2, that. And then I'm gonna take this down, and this is kind of where we gather up all the hair onto the crown and pin it back in place. I might have to stand up and bend over for this. I am struggling. Oh, I'm a little warm. Nutters, are you here for some moral support? Thank you. I wish I had another set of hands and like eyes in the back of my head so that I could see what I'm doing. Okay, like that. I feel like I have a lot of volume up here where my hair rat is, and then around the sides it's looking a little flat. So what if I feel like my curls, when I was curling it, didn't make it close enough to my root. And when I try this again in the future, I have to make sure that the way that I'm curling my hair makes the curls sit really close to my scalp. I'm taking it all down again. Here we go. Why is doing your hair such a workout? I always feel like I get so tired and hot. I'm gonna do a little bit of cheating, and I think I'm gonna use a little bit of hairspray. It's feels very like up and pointy here versus I kind of want it to have that even volume all throughout. It might also be the problem of my hair rat not being quite large enough. It only really sits at the crown of my head right now. Not crown, kind of this front part of my head. Can I fix it by going like, oh, that just made it a lot worse. Oh no. I feel like I'm very uneven now. This is very flat. Oh, that was directly in my eye. All right, now the back. Does that kind of work? The problem is I honestly cannot see what I'm doing. Well, I think this is as good as I'm gonna get it for right now. What you can also see is that there's a lot of volume right here, and right here is exactly where my hair rat is. So I am going to continue to collect my hair in my hair receiver to make my hair rat larger so that I can maybe have more even volume all the way around so that I can look more like a Gibson girl. But I think that's my hairstyle for now. I do have one more thing I wanted to share with you all. Hold on. Last time, I kind of teased you all with both the hair receiver and with this, and this is a hat pin holder. I don't know exactly when it's from. I do think it might be Edwardian because these hat pins are very, very long. They're also incredibly sharp. I'm going to try to use one of these with my tam. Kind of afraid to stab my head. Oh wow, this is long. This is poking through on the other side. How does that look? Are we improved? Do I need to wear this further forward? For those of you who have experience wearing hats with hat pins, please let me know what is the best way to use a hat pin, because right now I don't know if I'm just not using the right size hat pin. Maybe I need to use one of these smaller ones. And I think for right now, this is the summation of my Edwardian hairdo. I need to practice some.